Welcome to the Plant-Based Podcast. Did you know that plants are truly amazing? Not only can you grow them and eat them, you can also wear them, drink them, nourish your skin with them, and so much more. Let Ellen and Michael inspire you to love plants as much as they do, as they chat with the movers and shakers in this wonderful plant-based world. So, let's dig in.
Hey Ellen, you're getting really patriotic this year. I've seen recently you've planted up a British patio container with only British grown plants.
You are absolutely right, I did, and it's a very beautiful British patio container pot at that. And all the plants in the container were from Hillier Garden Centres.
I know, gorgeous lavender. You've got that lovely perennial candy tuft as well. Do you like mine though? I've got that lovely golden acer. Are you jealous?
I am not jealous because mine is nicer than yours. So I planted up a really nice, cool, calming, well-being kind of pot, and yours was fiery and vibrant, wasn't it?
Wow, absolutely. And those plants were from Hillier Garden Centres, and then they actually support Series 7 of the Plant-Based Podcast.
And did you know that Hillier actually nurture over 1 million top quality plants each year at their Hampshire nursery? Hillier are your go-to for quality British grown plants.
So why not visit hillier.co.uk to shop now, or search Hillier Garden Centres on Facebook, Twitter or Instagram, and you'll get loads of inspiration for creating your ideal garden or outdoor space. Welcome to the Plant-Based Podcast News.
Your horticultural news roundup for the week.
Artisan chocolate makers in Nottingham are discovering the tastes and nuances of single origin chocolate, which has incredible and distinct flavour notes. Much of the chocolate we eat is blended, but by using a single bean variety from a single farm, you can give chocolate a unique flavour. Louisa's vegan chocolates are developing new technological processes that can impact cocoa flavour on a molecular level. Soon, you could be taste testing chocolate as you would a fine wine, but perhaps you won't be using the spittoon.
I'd love that job. It's the chocolate taste tester. Okay. A Florida district is under quarantine after giant snails that carry a parasite known to cause meningitis in humans was discovered. Authorities in Pasco County urged the public to report sightings of the snails and have even issued a wanted poster.
The Horticultural Trades Association, also known as the HTA, are excited to announce the return of their annual conference. It's on Wednesday, the 14th of September at the International Convention Centre in central Birmingham. The mission is to help members flourish through representation, support, and development of the UK gardening industry. This is a must-attend event.
A gardening group for older people in Shropshire could help tackle post-pandemic loneliness, according to a charity. Age UK wants to find volunteers aged 60 or over to look after an area at the Shropshire Hills Discovery Centre. The charity said it has seen a rise in anxiety among older residents after the pandemic due to fears around COVID. So do get in touch with Age UK.
A new giant water lily species has been discovered at Kew, and it is the world's largest. It's the first discovery of a new giant water lily in over a century, and it now holds that record. The famous water lily, genus Victoria, was originally named after the monarch in 1852 and was believed to include 2 different species. But now, scientists have confirmed the massive plant is actually a 3rd type and have said it is one of the botanical wonders of the world.
How cool is that?
Da-da-da.
You have, from the screen, it just simply looks like you've got Pussy Willow climbing out of the top of your hair on your head because it's placed behind you so perfectly.
It's dead. It died long ago. I'm trying to do, Ellen, as I've told you, I booked in a lot less going away sort of work this last week and the next week, and just trying to just sort the house out and kind of I don't know, repot house plants, sort out cupboards that are just full of stuff that I've just thrown in. And because on the outside, someone will walk in my house and think it's relatively tidy, but it's everything is just thrown into cupboards and hidden, and it's just oh my God, it just makes my mind such a tangle. So I'm on a very slow houseplant amnesty. So if there are any you need, then I'm not going to listen, and I'm just going to put them on your doorstep.
Not at the moment.
Honestly, my friends love me. I'm always giving plants away.
That's very nice of you. Last time I came, I walked away with a peony. What can I do with them all?
You stole the peony, to be honest.
I didn't steal it, but it did look unwell.
But this, because the best thing I did was build this shelf. Oh, my dad built this shelf above the bins, and it's kind of like a nursery bed of all plants. But it can become a weird kind of hybrid of things waiting to be planted out, things that are sick, things that are pot bound, things that are not getting as much attention as they should. So I've been trying to really filter through that and kind of give things to friends where I don't, because if I'm not going to plant them in the ground, I kind of don't really need to hang on to them in pots. And I'm not, as much as I'd love to be, maybe one day when I'm older, to be a plant collector, but I'm not a plant collector. I'm kind of planting, to have a beautiful garden and to trial and test new plants. I'm not, there's there's no plant I've got that I hold dear, if you know what I mean. That sounds really weird. You know what I mean, though, don't you?
I do. And is it weird that when I come over, I quite like that area where you have all the pots, because it really gives gives away what plants you like and what you're not so keen on.
But it wouldn't now, because it's been tidied and it's been sorted. So now you wouldn't be able to tell.
We all need to have those tidy times, I think. I do the same. Things just get shoved in corners or cupboards, and then eventually that gets on top of you, and you're I've got to do it. As you know, I do not like housework, but sometimes you just got to do it, and it does clear your mind. You declutter your house, it sort of does clear your mind.
Well, totally. And then you sit around and you just feel like you're on the moon. It's really tidy, and you're just oh, lovely.
Floating in space.
Oh my God, melon balls. Anyway, do you know, the weather it's just turned last week. Well, no, earlier this week. It was just dull every day, and there was this film of cloud, and it's just gone. It's lifted, and it's just amazing how different it makes you feel. It's, oh my God, I just wish someone would sort the weather out sometimes. It's just
the sunshine and the heat really does just lift the spirits, doesn't it? That is for sure.
But the thing is, you just can't fight it. You can't work around it. You just got to have the sun. It's mad.
We need the sun, we need the vitamin D, don't we?
I know.
It's gonna be really, really hot. I saw on the weather forecast, it was going to be 29 or something, or between 26 and 29 in Norwich consistently for a couple of weeks, and that poses some gardening issues, watering and stuff. I cannot get to the allotment enough to water it in those kind of temperatures.
Yeah, I just wish there was more consistency, if you knew where you were with the weather, but I don't know. Anyway, this is not a podcast where we purely talk about the weather.
It's not, but I do genuinely think that gardeners have every right to talk about the weather, because it changes. If you just knew it was going to be sunny every day from June, July, August, September, you wouldn't discuss the weather so much. But we do, because it's so different, and we're always surprised, when it's nice and sunny or not. And then that does genuinely pose a conundrum for a gardener. We're watering, so we're allowed. But anyway, this is the last episode, isn't it, in this current series?
Series 7. How amazing. Oh
how did we get to Series 7? It's crazy, isn't it, to think... We never knew, really, that it would, when we first...
I know. It's very cool. And I have to do a check while you're there. And we were... tapping on the door of the top 5 the other day as well, which was pretty cool in the charts.
I think, we're kind of like we're usually in top 10, if not top 5.
Well, today we're at 11, so let's not talk about that today. But the other day we're at 5, and I can screenshot that for everyone.
But you know what? Talking about decluttering, since the clutter bugs and whatever other podcasts are about house cleaning,
they shouldn't be in this chart.
They've come into our same charts, haven't they? So when you look now in Leisure and Hobbies, is it Leisure and Hobbies? You'll find some decluttering podcasts out there as well.
But look, we're just above Get Gardening. How cool's that? Ha ha!
How about that?
Dig for the dog.
Thank you to everyone who listens to us talking about the weather.
So thanks to Hillia, who have obviously supported us this series. We did a wonderful competition with them as well, and we had a winner of some amazing plants. Some of those plants the other day that I actually planted out finally as well. So it's been very cool, and we've really appreciated their help as one of the main British garden centre chains as well. Have you been to their new one at Syon Park?
Syon Park's amazing, isn't it? It
looks beautiful. It's just beautiful. Honestly, the setting, the plants, the choices of plants as well. There's always something unique and different, and really, really special chain of
It is. And also they grow so many of them themselves as well, which is awesome too. And the plants I've had from them genuinely have been really, really good quality. And I planted some out as well because we done the competition mid-series, didn't we? To win either a fiery, hot and fiery bundle of plants or a cool and calming bundle of plants. And the winner took the hot and fiery bundle, and she was delivered a whole load of them from Hillia, and they looked amazing. So mine was cool and calming, and that's gone out in my garden now as well. So thank you very much to Hillia. Go check them out.
And our sponsors as well. We had Anya, who was showing us how to propagate things.
Contributors.
Yeah. Contributors, yeah. Maybe they sponsor us. Maybe I had a few brown envelopes I didn't tell you about.
Or maybe you paid them to come on.
And Lucy, my old neighbour, who runs Unwrapped and Refill store.
Did you move house?
So
okay.
Months ago. So she's not my neighbour anymore. She's my old neighbour, but I think that sounds nice and cute and rustic. From the Unwrapped store, she was giving us a few different tips on how to reuse stuff and all that jazz. Who else? We had some wildlife peeps, didn't we?
Yeah, Vivara as well, talking about how to encourage and look after wildlife in your garden, and important tips from them.
Totally cool. And Dr. Rada talking about all mental health benefits of spending time in the garden as well.
Absolute privilege to have her on the allotment.
Definitely.
A privilege to have her on the podcast for sure.
And she's such a nice woman as well. I was recently on her podcast. That should be out soon, actually. Might have a look out for that. Yeah, so that was cool.
All about mental health and well-being. So, we've had some amazing contributors throughout all of the series. And thank you very much to Lucy, Anya, Vivara, and
totally.
Doctor. Get us Doctor on the
before we tell you about the new series, you've been at Hampton Court. You need to give us a report on Hampton Court.
I've been to Hampton Court. I do think that it might be one of my favourite gardening shows, a festival as it's called, and I think it is more of a festival than a show, which is really cool. The floral marquee was kind of epic. I know, we are very, very privileged to be able to go to a lot of the shows throughout the year. And often you go into the floral marquee and yes, there's some of the same people exhibiting because there's different visitors, but there was some new stuff in there. And I love seeing the floral marquee throughout the year, because obviously you don't get the same thing at a festival say in September as you would in May and whatnot. But so bang in the summer, something I really loved in there were tons of spring bulbs. It was like, are we in spring or are we in summer? It was hilarious, like Muscari and Narcissi and tulips. It was really, really cool. But the floral marquee was really lovely, and I'd done a couple of talks, one on the Get Growing festival stage and one in a little sanctuary yurt, which was really cute, all about plants and nature for well-being. I had some amazing Vietnamese noodles, it was just a lovely chill day. And usually Hampton Court is roasting hot, but it was perfect. It wasn't too hot, it wasn't too cold, it didn't rain, it was just absolutely, it was lovely.
Perfect, because it was cloudy probably.
It was a bit overcast, but
cloud is welcomed on a day like that. But
yeah. And then the sun kept peeking through every now and again. But overall, it was really nice. The show gardens were really good. The last time I went to Hampton Court, there was that horrible show garden, which was the aeroplane crash of the kids, which I really didn't like. So I was kind of thinking, what's going to be that showstopper global climate kind of action garden this year? There wasn't one that, filled me with disgust. There was one that was extremely thought-provoking, which was about the war in Ukraine, and that was very clever. But, all in all, it was a very good time.
That's cool. I decided not to go. I couldn't. Oh my God. And I hate missing out on stuff. I get such a
FOMO.
Fear of botanically missing out. But it's just too much to fit in, and I thought, I could use the time obviously with my ongoing mega clear out in the home. So
you had decluttering to do, clearly.
I know. So that'll get me in the top 5. So I'm glad you had a nice time, Ellen, and you clearly behaved yourself. Yeah.
I behaved myself. I was a very good girl. I'm always a very good girl.
So we'll be kicking off with series 8.
8.
What number comes after 7? 8. Next week, which is really cool. I mean, the podcast really developed because we didn't even used to be. Did we used to be monthly, or we were certainly every 2 weeks? But
I think we started off doing every 2 weeks, and then we started doing every week because it became popular, which is amazing. So we done that kind of the fill-in news and gossip in between, and then between series we used to have a period where we would take a break, which might be a few weeks or a month, and we've done summer specials where you went out and recorded some podcasts on your own and I did on my own, which was really good fun because podcasting does take time, it takes a bit of time and effort, so it's nice to have a break. But
we don't even do the editing. I can't imagine how much time it took if we actually did the editing and made a bit more effort.
Exactly. But we feel fresh and good to go, don't we? So the next series 8, starts next week.
Oh, totally, yeah. So, it's really cool. But it's funny, I said to you the other day, because we'd often talk to each other, and I was like, do I do a specialist plant geek podcast or something? Because obviously with plant-based podcasts, we cover a lot of different facets of plants, etc. And I was like, shall I dig in and do deeper then? But then I said to you, I was really worried about doing that because I didn't want to then lose interest, because doing this with you as a partnership kind of keeps my interest as well, because we're kind of accountable not only to the listeners but to each other as well. So totally. I'm not sure if I'd love to have a solo podcast kind of in addition, but I'm worried I would I don't know, I would not lose interest, but my attention would then get taken elsewhere, and I wouldn't be accountable to you as the boss.
I'll tell you what.
Without you, Ellen.
Nothing lasts forever at the end of the day, and with People Plants Wellbeing is not something I've really announced yet, but that's becoming a whole studio to itself online, and I'm expanding that at the moment, so doing quite a lot of work on that, and I think there will be a podcast attached to it, but it will be about well-being, so specifically plants. But I do have in my head that it doesn't matter if I don't do it weekly, it doesn't matter if I stop doing it, it doesn't matter.
I guess so. I think what I see sometimes, there's I don't know, you'll see a podcast advertised or this and that, and then you'll look it up and you'll think it's really, really interesting. It's right up your boulevard. And then you'll see they did 3 episodes and the last one was in May 2021 or something. It's it just makes me determined to do it and keep it and build it. And
right. And also I listen to a couple of podcasts that are about kind of self-care, self-love, that success, that kind of thing. I love listening to business podcasts. And then I wait for the Friday new episode. And when it doesn't come, I'm genuinely it didn't come. I was really looking forward to the next one. And then there wasn't one for another month.
I guess that's a good lesson in realising how attached people can get to podcasts. And so... Well, obviously, let us know if you're attached to our podcast. You could always leave us a 5-star review
Yeah, please do.
on Apple Podcasts. Oh, Ellen Mary. So we have a new sponsor coming up. We like to change our sponsor every 12 episodes. If we ever had a sponsor that wanted to do 36 episodes or 24, we would say no. Because we want 12. Because I think it's really nice to rotate it and kind of throw a spotlight on all the different facets and angles of the industry, which is exactly what we do in our episodes and our subjects. So we want to do that with the sponsor as well. So
Absolutely.
I don't know if we're revealing it today, but it's up to you, Ellen. After 3, you can either say it or not say it. I'm leaving it completely in your control.
You're saying it like I get
Now
to make
she's thinking,
this.
what does he think? Does he expect I will or won't? This is a massive emotional test, Ellen Mary.
I am not going to say anything about the sponsor, but we could give some clues because we want everyone to find out who the sponsor is next week. We want you to download next week. But we can give some clues, right?
Mm-hmm.
Let's have a little look. I've got a clue.
Right. You're supposed to be ready with something.
I've got a clue.
Yeah?
Rabbits like it.
I've got a clue. Lots of different colours.
I've got a clue. I wish I hadn't sown so much of it this year.
I've got a clue. You can put it in bolognese.
Can you? Put it in bolognese?
Yep.
Oh, interesting. Wouldn't it just like kind of melt away?
It will, but think of the goodness that is melting.
All that nutrition.
Yeah, exactly.
Anyway, there you go.
Right, that's enough of that.
That
is. But we will tell people about our new contributors. So you can go first, Ellen, because every series we are responsible for 2 contributors each.
We are. So we have our
who are you bringing to the party this time, Ellen?
Well, as ever, every single series, I always say I'm really excited about the contributors because I genuinely am.
So cute. You say all the right things.
I know, but it is so exciting to like hear their tips and for people to be involved and have that kind of magazine show style, which is basically what you wanted, from the podcast. So that's worked for you well. So, my first contributor for this series is Emma Britton, who just designs the most amazing botanical artwork. So she does kind of splashbacks and glassware. So she's RHS endorsed. But the botanical art is just so beautiful. And so she's going to be talking about that. And my second one are the fabulous Cayley brothers, who we had on this series last week, talking about fungi and foraging and what fungi will be available at various times throughout the podcast series.
Uber flip. Did you see
yours? No, I actually went and looked for their stand and I couldn't find it. And in between like the talks and doing everything else, I didn't see them, which is terrible. I know.
Well, you'll be in trouble.
I will be.
I am bringing Instagram hero, Old House in the Shires, Sophie, who is a teacher who is creating this amazing cottage garden in the Shires. So it's really beautiful. She's really embraced reels as well. And when I met her for the first time at Malvern, you know that moment where you just meet someone and you're like, yeah, you're pretty cool. And she thought I was cool as well. So yeah, that worked.
Of course she did.
And also Flower Stud. You need to look up this guy on Instagram, Flower Stud. He works for an exporter in Holland of flowers, cut flowers and pot plants. And he is actually going to do our little contribution from the the cash and carry, the trolley areas at the Aalsmeer auctions in Holland. So he's going to walk around, let us know what's just come in, tell us loads of inspiration on new cut flowers, new developments. It's going to be super, super cool.
The Flower Stud, the Flowering Dutchman.
Yeah.
Is that him? Yeah, I'm following him. That's extremely cool. Oh my gosh, some of these pictures on his Instagram of the flowers are amazing. Oh, how exciting is that? I'm really looking forward to the next series. It's nice to have a little shake up anyway, isn't it? I hope keeps it interesting for us and for listeners.
Oh, totally. And in terms of episodes, we've got some really cool ones. Just to mention, I'm going to just I'm going to say 5 words, Ella Mary.
Mm-hmm.
Wildflowers, sex, fermenting, aloe vera.
Wow, that sounds like a
puzzle.
yeah, it does. Yeah, like what's the one word that fits with all of those words? It's one of those teasers. Yeah, that's pretty epic, isn't it? I'm very interested to know why we're doing a series, an episode about sex, but I'm sure it fits in somewhere.
You're so cute and square.
You're so cute. You're so cute. Oh, and you're so cute. You're so cute without your beard.
Oh my God, it's horrible.
Why did you decide to shave it off?
For content. I dressed as Kylie.
You shaved your beard off especially for content?
Yeah, of course.
Wow,
That's why you're missing out, Ellen. You need to shave your beard off for content.
My engagement is low because I haven't shaved my beard.
Quite. So yeah, defo, because did I show you or not? It's a film for a plant called Pop Stars, and so I've dressed as 5 different pop stars.
Yes,
but I needed to film it very carefully in sequence because obviously, some of the pop stars would have needed a beard, some would need moustache, some would need no beard or moustache as well.
I think it would have been funny to have seen Kylie with a beard, personally.
It would, but I wanted to do the work for it as well, if you know what I mean, because people are also then interested and excited when I haven't got facial hair as well.
See, you're so cute too.
You got to use what your mama gave you. So I knew it would create headlines, whatever I did.
Of course. You'll be in some paper very soon.
Oh dear.
All right, well, very good. Lovely chatting with you.
Yeah, it's good. Right, I must get on.
Have you got more cupboards to clean?
Oh no, I just need to finish off some admin this afternoon and also set up a worming composter.
Right, very nice. That's very nice for you. Okay.
I don't even like worms, but they're here in a box.
Worms are heroes, we need
No,
worms.
I know, but I just can't touch them.
Well, I suppose you
I just don't like things without legs.
That's kind of weird. No, I don't like snakes, so that's fair enough.
Yeah, exactly. I'm the same with snakes. I don't mind things with loads of legs, like spiders, but yeah. Anyway, bye, Ellen.
Yeah, lovely chatting.
8 next week.
See you next week.
Cowabunga.
Bye.
Series 7 of the Plant-Based Podcast is brought to you with the help of Hillier Garden Centres,
bringing you over 155 years of horticultural expertise.
Shop their top quality British grown plants,
both across their 19 garden centre locations or online.
And to find your local centre or shop online, visit hillier.co.uk.
Or search Hillier Garden Centres on Facebook, Twitter and Instagram for inspiration on creating your ideal garden. The music for the Plant-Based Podcast is part of the song Grow by Mikey James, and our editor is Gareth Patch of Semi Echo.